Hello everyone. Today I have invited Manje. She's my friend when I was studying at graduate school, and we have been colleagues for a few years. And thank you for participating in this podcast.
Thank you, Paul, for giving me this opportunity to be in your podcast. I'm really thankful to you, and
And it's also a very good opportunity for me to catch up with you, and also the information you share will be a valuable asset for the listeners as well. I'll be asking you a couple of questions, and my first question is, can you tell me about your background and how you became an English teacher?
Okay, thank you. I'm Manje Shira from India, and I am from Northeast India, and the name of my state is Meghalaya. And growing up in that area, we have to learn English as an official language, and our national language in India is Hindi, and we have our own state language, and we have our own mother tongue. So growing up speaking all these languages, so I have this passion for language early on. And then when I go to college and university, I took English as my major. And when I was studying, I was also helping some students to do better in their studies. So my experiences helping others that really communicate that inspired me to become an English teacher.
What motivated to learn English to such an advanced level?
I wanted to learn English to enhance my career opportunities and connect with people from different cultures. And English is a lingua franca, and language open doors to travel and understanding global perspectives. And even though I studied English and everything, when we go to school, everything is in English. And also I have taught for a very long time. But I'm also aware that I can still continue to grow and develop, and I'm still excited about learning.
What challenges have you faced while learning English, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I struggled with pronunciation at first, but I overcame this by practicing with my friends, and I work hard, to improve my speaking skills, listening skills, reading, writing, those skills. Like, I really invest my time on that. And secondly, I wasn't really confident in speaking English. I was worried about my grammatical errors. I uh, continue to invest time to practice. And I was bold enough to make mistakes. And, everybody make mistakes, but with mistakes, we learn to grow. And mistakes are the ground to grow. And mistakes are like soil, which understanding grows. So it's okay to make mistake, but you have to keep on learning.
How does your native language influence your English learning?
Well, my native language has different grammatical structures. My native language is called Garo, and this Garo language has the SOV structure. I mean, like in English, you say subject, verb, object. But in my language, we use subject, object, verb. So this sometimes confuses my English usage. However, these challenges has also helped me understand language concept more deeply.
How long have you been teaching English, and what types of students have you taught so far?
I have been teaching English for almost 10 years, and I have worked with students ranging from, I would say, children to adult. And each group, they taught me something unique about how to teach and how to engage how to teach the students in different ways, you know. And I have taught the basic learner to advanced learner. And I taught English as a learning tool to learn English, and also as a subject, which as teaching, such as teaching methodologies, public speaking, English literature, cultural studies, etc. And so, yeah, those are some of the things which I can say, yeah.
Can you tell me what really brought you to teach English in Mongolia?
Well, I really like that question. So I'm from Northeast India, and we have an oral tradition handed down from generation to generation among my people that we came from Mongolia and we are Mongolians, though we live in India. Now, often, like after staying in 10 years in Mongolia, I can see a lot of similarities in between our cultures, and Mongolians are definitely my people. So I think that would be my answer. Yeah. And we still have Mongolian celebration in India, like Northeast India, where I come from. Yeah, there every year there is a Mongolian celebration. Yeah.
How has your English teaching experience differed from teaching in other countries?
Well, teaching in Mongolia has been unique due to the emphasis on student or learner-centered. The students or learner, they are focus, they are the priority. And so honestly, I don't have experience teaching outside of Mongolia professionally, but I taught informally in India, and I've observed that my people are more reserved, but Mongolians are more participatory in their education. They ask questions and they challenge the teacher in a healthy way.
Initial impressions of Mongolia in terms of education and culture?
Good question. My first impression of Mongolia was its stunning landscapes. It's big and the sky is so blue, and the snow. The place where I come from, we don't have snow. And the first time I snow in Mongolia, it was overwhelming, and I really enjoyed in a snow country land. And I really like people, their warm hospitality, their generosity of time, and they're very kind. Yeah. And I noticed that the education system has a strong focus on student learner, which was different from what I used to, which was teacher-centered. So by teaching, but teaching system in my area is slowly changing for the better, where in Mongolia, I can see the rapid changing for the better.
I know you have been teaching students from different cultural backgrounds. What problems did you encounter when teaching those kind of students?
Well, in Mongolia, the student level is often mixed. The challenge is how to balance the level and meet the expectation of the students and their parents successfully is tricky balancing act. If you focus too heavily on advanced students, the beginners get lost. If you focus heavily on beginner level, the advanced level becomes disengaged. So to try and mitigate this issue, I encourage group work and direct questioning to individual students. And so I address this problem by incorporating group activities that encourage collaboration and respect diverse perspectives.
Now, how do you find teaching Mongolian students to those from different countries?
But Mongolian students are very active. They are very active. They tend to be shy sometimes, but they are mostly eager to learn. As I said, they are a little shy, means some beginner level students, they find it difficult to speak up because they refuse to speak unless they are perfect.
And now, what has been the most rewarding experience of teaching Mongolian students?
The most rewarding aspect has been witnessing my students becoming an effective and successful English teacher. And I have seen them teaching in various language schools, and also they're teaching in local and also in international schools. For example, I have one of my students whom I'm very proud of. She is the dean, or so to say, she became my boss, as she is now the dean of the department, which I taught for many years. As she is the first Mongolian to take on this role. And I'm incredibly proud of her achievement and the great work she's doing.
Have you learned any Mongolian language? And did that help you in your teaching experience?
I have learned some Mongolian, which helps me really connect with students and makes them feel more comfortable in the classroom. It also shows my respect for Mongolian culture.
How do you encourage students to apply their English learning outside the classroom, especially in this predominantly Mongolian speaking environment?
I encourage students to practice outside the classroom by joining local clubs or participating in online forums where they can really converse with native speakers.
Do you think technology has improved or worsened human communication?
Technology has improved, both improved and complicated communication. While technology allows for instant connections, it can sometimes lead to misunderstanding due to the lack of face-to-face interaction. Also, people tend to be lazy by using AI. It's a great tool, but you have to also don't allow AI to give you all your words. You need to speak in your own voice and allow AI to complement that.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be and why?
Wow, that's a really big question, and yeah, the most important question. I would improve access to education for all, because education leads to opportunity and shouldn't be purely the domain of the rich of the majority world. And at the to conclude, I would like to say this very important to me and my husband. To me, it's really important. Can I say this? Yeah. Even though you are learning English, don't lose sight of your heritage and your own language. My husband and I, we agreed from the start that our children needs to be bilingual, speaking English and my mother tongue, which is Garo, and now here in Mongolia and many more. Thank you.
And thank you very much for agreeing to take part in this wonderful interview. And for listeners, if you have watched until this end, I want to say that Manje also runs a YouTube channel. She shares her experience in Mongolia and beyond. Thank you everybody again for watching this. See you next time.